Yeah, you know, everything
it's like only it's not a visible thing, you know? It's just like, oh wow, I see you're trying to be the dominant one.
and you're like
This, and it's like subtle. Look at this phone, like it's like obvious if someone's gonna like punch you. It's like the only thing you can't do is springs, which is I would have implemented that like a million years ago if I did it.
But it doesn't have to be hard, so you think with the ring that's in there?
One time we were
it would.
It like,
it's like, I guess it's like an extra.
Some of them are like metal.
Yeah.
That was not so
I think
bad.
that's really spiky right now.
There you go.
There's like question.
Fist bump as you see the Ah yes, fist bump by brass knuckles.
Yep, we're good. So, thanks for coming, first of all. It's hard to follow a talk like that after Jen and Suzanne, so we're going to try our best. This is a workshop, so the way that it's going to be organized is I'm going to give a brief overview, and then there's 5 students who will also present their board games, and then the rest of the time is going to be used for playtime, what we've called it, essentially. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Juliana Cucinelli, and I'm assistant professor at Concordia University in Montreal. We have Jeunesse Christian, who's a MA student also in educational technology. Following Narinik, I'm going in order of the screen. Then we have Rosa, Gabriella, Katie, and Dominique. So this is not about me, that's what I wanted to start with you guys. So the board games were essentially created as one of 4 assignments in a learning theories class in the master's level educational technology program. The primary goal of this actual course is for students to develop critical understanding of classic and contemporary theories of learning. So from behaviorism to cognitivism to humanist-based learning theories to connected learning. So did I mention all of them? Humanism, constructivism, and connected learning. Of course, obviously, that's the reason why we're here, is they were obviously grounded on identity and technology, feminist perspectives, and of course, critical pedagogy. So we'll start with the first game, which is You Bully. So this will start. Go ahead.
Yeah, so our mine and Rose's board game, along with 2 other members, is called You Bully. It's an anti-bullying board game that is targeted at 10 to 13-year-olds. We originally wanted it to be more older because we felt strongly about bullying. But then we decided to move it down to a younger audience because we wanted to instill, show what bullying looks like, tackle bullying at a younger age. Following that, we decided to use 4 types of bullying, which was physical, verbal, cyberbullying, especially now, and emotional bullying. Within those 4 types, there's also different themes that we went after, which is discrimination, relational aggression, which is not seen as much, cyberbullying, and sexual harassment. Of course, we're targeting 10 to 13-year-olds, so the sexual harassment would be things like snapping bras, pantsing, things like that. As part of our board game as well, we put in scenarios for our audience to answer. They will be based in extracurricular and school-based scenarios. Our learning theories was mostly collaborative. There are sections where it's sharing points, sharing experiences of bullying. I took this board game up to at a summer camp in the north of Quebec, and I saw a lot of, we played it twice. On the second day that we played it, I saw a lot of collaboration actually. I had run out of points, and then all of a sudden, one of the kids decided to give their points to the person who needed it, and from then on, everyone was sharing their points, and it was quite a big thing because they were really with their points. For any other game, they would like point people out who were cheating, all of that. So it was a big deal, in my opinion, for them to start sharing points out of nowhere. So that's our board game, and I hope you play it eventually.
This is carrefour. Carrefour is a French word for crosswords or four corners. The game is meant to be played by young people who are experiencing crossroads in their life. It was designed to intrinsically motivate participants to discover both their interests and their skills, and help them transfer those qualities into their career options. It's based on the number 4, as I mentioned. It consists of 4 colors, which are represented by 4 subjects that are studied in school. So we have math and science, languages, physical education, and arts. It consists of 4 players, but instead of just having 4 paths, it has infinite paths, which is meant to mimic real life. So the way the board game goes is there's colored squares. As you make your way through the board game, you are meant to complete tasks. And the tasks they correspond to colors, which are based on subjects in the school. As you complete the task, if everyone in the group agrees that the task is complete, you get to keep the card. Once you've completed 16 cards, or 16 tasks, you make your way to the end of the game. There's 4 finishing points for that. The nice thing about carrefour is when you are finished and you have your 16 cards, you look at what the predominant color is. So in this case, it's red. The colors correspond to subjects, as I mentioned, which also correspond to middle class jobs. So the idea is to give students or players an avenue or a way to go with their like, I can't even talk now, I'm getting really nervous, sorry. There's a lot of people here. So if you're interested in a particular thing, you don't know what you want to do with your life, and you're not sure, based on the colors, they correspond to middle class jobs. So these are a list of jobs that you may or may not have thought of based on those skills. So the idea is to help guide you or help give you some information to continue following the choice that you've already made, or maybe put you on a different path. So the idea is it intrinsically motivates you to have a future. And the reason we came up with this one is because we're teaching in Montreal. Quebec, the province that Montreal is located in Canada, has the highest dropout rate of students in high school in Canada. And part of the reason is they lose interest in school, they stop going, they quit. And there's a lot of conceptions that are put on certain subjects in school. For example, math. They think math is hard, they don't like it, you may stay away from it. But you might find out through playing this game and doing different tasks that you might actually really excel at math. And it may not be as scary as you originally thought it was. And there might be a job that is maybe related to math, but not what you thought that you are actually really good at and you might excel at. So that's the idea.
Next game? Don't Go
Hi
Broke.
everyone, my name is Gabriela, and this is the game of my team, Don't Go Broke. It's a budget management game. It's supposed to make finances fun. So how we started, bachelor's degree students are plagued with overbearing debt. For example, the average debt of students in Ontario and the Maritimes is over $28,000. So to that end, we decided to create this board game. It's teaching students healthy and effective budget management in an attempt to prevent the accumulation of this debt, at least to some extent. So to win the game, players need to learn to balance their income, expenses, health, both physical and emotional, and their academic performance at the same time. And this needs to happen over the span of 3 university years. So this is usually how long it takes for students in Quebec, the province where the game was created, to finish university. So these 4 aspects of healthy budget management, so income, expenses, academic development, and emotional and physical health, they are represented by 3 types of resources in the game that players need to manage. So we have physical money. Here we have health points, and we have knowledge points, like the brain. So the students need to manage them as best as they can to succeed in the game. So the creation of the game was guided by the constructivist, the creative cognition approach by Brown et al. So basically, the game allows players to develop budget management skills by participating in authentic activities. such as getting a job, finding an accommodation, paying for the accommodation, taking a loan, and then paying off the loan. So all these authentic activities, they need to perform them, and this is how they learn how to do them in real life. Just like in real life, players have some choices, but they also sometimes face uncertainties and the randomness. So we're trying to mimic real life as best as we can. Example of choices that learners can make are finding accommodation or picking up a job. And there are random events, which some of them are individual. For example, you're getting your laptop stolen suddenly. So you don't have any control over it. But there are also global random events that affect everybody, such as market changes, global market changes. Let's say tuition increases happening, or rent is increasing everywhere, or salaries are increasing, something positive. So you don't have control over one aspect of the game, but you have control over other aspects of the game. So there is still a way to build your own strategy and win. Just like in real life, each choice has advantages and disadvantages that learners must need to take into consideration to build their own strategy. For example, some jobs, they're very dangerous and they take a toll on your health, but at the same time they pay very well. So you have to balance all these advantages and disadvantages during the game. So the idea behind the game is that if students develop budgetary management skills in an environment that is realistic and authentic, then there is a better chance that they'll be able to transfer these skills in real life. So this is why we decided to go with the simulation strategy-based game. Thank you very much.
Okay, next one, Cards Against Knowledge.
Great. So this game is Cards Against Knowledge. It's very obviously based off of Cards Against Humanities. In its name, the structure of the game, the rules, and its comical nature. However, it is meant to be more wholesome and it's geared toward a more diverse population. The basic concept behind the game is to question the objectivity of knowledge and to show that knowledge is both subjective and contextual. There are certain facets of this game which shows the flaws of the education system and how it views knowledge as a currency in order to move farther in life rather than learning to better understand the self and our communities. So when you play, you'll and I'll pass it over.
And the last one, Collective Genius.
Okay, so this was a game that was conceived by me and my other teammates. You can see here. It was targeting any teacher or trainer of any kind, and really the goal was to create a community of practice that kind of made the students facilitators in their own learning as opposed to teacher down. So we found it was a student engagement is a huge big problem across lower income areas, and new technologies are trying to make up for the lack. That said, the resources aren't implemented or available to use these technologies in the way that they were meant. So the idea is we went into the literature, we found a whole bunch of real case scenarios that require problem solving with the things that they had on hand to use technologies in the classroom to teach and solve certain problems. Classrooms, corporate, wherever. And so you've got tools, money, resources, you've got to balance these out to be able to win the game and increase student engagement. And that's pretty much it. And whatever, because there are real life situations, we had a Facebook thing going where people could share how they solved problems, and people were like, oh, I didn't think of that. It was to help people understand that they weren't learning and trying to create these programs in silos. It was collaborative. And that's it.
Good, thank you. So those are the 5 board games. I'm assuming we're going to start to play where you're seated. Some require a little more time, a little less, so I don't know how far you'll get into these, but feel free to walk around and explore.
Do you want to do like time? Like 5-10 minutes?
We'll play it by ear. We'll see how people, because I know like that one takes less time, although we had beer, it'd be a different story. So we'll play it by ear. Feel free to walk around and explore the other games as well.
Okay,
Thank you.
And everybody
Absolutely, you want to do it. Everyone's just grabbing a tab of white. Yes, you look at the pages.
Or you can just say it.
There's a seat over there if one of you wants to play a game.
Except for the he or she then shuffles it.
Okay, no, loud and that.
They have to then help decide. Once I'm and that question card is known as the dollar. So you take that dollar. The person at any point in the game, you trade down $2 you can trade as many of them as you want. But at that time, you have to
What that symbol means is basically so
are you guys like to start?
okay,
Hang on. Anytime on this.
To provide experience of I'll relate my experience. I thought you were asking me to enact bullying. This is a wild transition. An example of oh, there was a kid who always called me gay on the school bus. Oh, and I get points for saying it. Trying to decide how I feel. I felt very personal. I know, that was my fault. I guess I started this.
I counted 4 out already.
Yeah, I don't think everybody's
I will go tell the teacher what just happened and apologize for happening. Oh, okay, just so you understand. I will read the text out loud, roll out the boards, not in the I will find out who wrote the text, and then I will write mass text to address them, because they So then
Your friend, she is using your something horrible. I don't agree with my friend, but I how my friend was stuck, he had nothing to do with it. As a way to show
Oh, a soccer to a soccer.
because I do not want to lose my followers.
I picked the last episode after this.
Well, that makes sense, but this is out of the
Minus 30 points.
I know your game. I know I can't. So that way yeah, you also
That's why you lose. So the challenge that we see is
This also feels like a losing situation, and I also lost.
Look at think about
Minus 16. What does that mean?
That is, this is like a relational exercise. This is like someone who's really
Okay.
so with the relational aggression in like the sort of like the
Is this the game where people's character points are to use somebody in?
you don't have to what I say. Anything else that's what happens.
we spend all our money.
Maybe some points.
That's why it's the best. We spend $30 on paper.
Quite more than what I started
Anyways, I lost more than that actually. Just give you the two.
Let's imagine someone let
Being a
This too by inviting them to a party and providing the wrong address.
So the trap cards yeah. So each one corresponds to these were mine. Inviting someone. So whether or not it could be
Yeah, also I guess the idea is that like you feel bad that there was points of doing it. Right? So,
I mean, it also has that behavior scientific idea where like you got anxiety lose points. And then you put that negative, okay, so I shouldn't do it. Especially we're targeting like you're targeting younger kids, but you're targeting kids and probably shows that you can there's one that I like. Everyone uses points. But since the thing is like everyone's like so including the even though like someone happened to pick that card up, everyone was punished with the roll, and everybody else like target. So it's all showing that you might not physically see can be
University player was challenge the goal is to provide some solution that solutions have constructive and further jobs. You have I can't too many words. A lot of people
is he a video that
Hold up the camera, set it up.
whatever you
Swear words.
just assume inspire, not give them too much information.
You don't want to aim at my
No, but like saying it so happens that right after it happens to be or like that's right.
They were like, you gotta stay forever.
That's right. I majored in actually. That's right.
Exactly. That's
not very. And if you see someone maybe or see someone like you're not very. Because we saw like some 50s, 40s, so like it depends on who lines on what.
Where are you posting the photos?
Even if you answer the wrong question, I would use part and mine my because thinking different. Oh no, sorry.
Slides. Use slides. Go for it to communicate
You guys like free parking? Oh, so yeah.
Do you collect on digital?
No, but
You go to your
Walk past him. Just going to go see his concert. Yeah. I want to.
It's funny that you're getting excited.
Can I ask also, how do you feel it's like setting that culture or establishing norms in the group versus like track individual learning outcomes, or what have you, what's like the biggest change you've been in like this block going on?
Like what we do to change
Not what you maybe observe.
Well, I haven't taken care of it, but I feel that everyone's changed. What I said, a lot more parity. In terms of what they shared food, they were really great. They shared with competitiveness. They weren't always going to be outlined. You got a point, they didn't get a point. That's why I pointed out the big difference for that collaborative
Generosity, which doesn't actually have anything to do with it.
Yeah, but it gives that sort of like community.
It's all about
I never understood until I learned straight Oh my god! That's great! Oh my god! I never understood. What is all I know right necessarily happened to the one that was dealing
people are going to finish.
Could be the one right there.
We had a debate on that exact thing in class like 2 days ago.
I'm not sure how much
Yeah. In the program math class. We talked about what the math class was. Yes. Yeah. We talked about that was the whole debate, was whether or not math class was a game. I think it's a horrible game. But it's a great
Cinnamon bun. It's a cooking class, it's funny.
So you get jobs. You did it.
Oh, there's nothing to explain.
Yay, everybody got
Word advice. When your professor asks 10 minutes for each try surprising them with what you
Instead of a 10-page paper, try surprising your somebody else's there. Jumbo company's there. Procrastinating. Communication issues. I think somebody else's hair. Not heart rate. Spielberg's new international
Yes. Even if you're a game designer, you have to because it's a great.
there it is. Sorry. Wait for everybody else. Everybody has to mention and you can't vote.
try to mix things up.
This is something that even Spielberg's new educational thriller is not Steven Spielberg's new educational thriller, Tom Cruise, experiments with
So to get did a tier 1 job really easy. You have to have a tier 1 job. He has all the time.
All right. So I'm going to
It's just a matter of, yeah, so I mean, it's really up to you. So, I think when the we're aware that as long as you all are comfortable, like, it's not really yet. I can poke my head out
It's an inspiration. It's all in all. It's okay. Every time somebody takes it off, somebody takes an action.
The guy that started the bar, he hired a very good salary.
Job which you have to pay a certain amount to progress your graduation track.
But then I can't
So you have these resources, and you have to moderate, the resources between, you want to pay the foundation, right, exactly, because that's what you want to teach, is how do I manage these resources. So you have these resources, and you have to moderate, the resources between, you want to pay the foundation, right, exactly, because that's what you want to teach, is how do I manage these That's a loose track, but you can do the same kind of thing. Yes.
the other sessions. Yeah.